Hello, everyone. Hi, Debbie.
Hello. Hi, Faye.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Yes, very well, thank you. Happy Easter.
Oh, happy Easter. Did the Easter Bunny bring you lots of chocolate?
Well, he did actually, because we entered a raffle and won. So we won a whole table of eggs and chocolate. Oh my gosh. We have got so much chocolate in this house. Yeah, I'm trying not to eat any of it. So you know what they say, try and avoid it. What about you? Did you get some Easter treats?
Well, I had the other half bought me an Easter egg, and I'm just like, oh, thank you ever so much. But really, I am trying to be good. But that's going out the window now for a little bit.
Yeah, got to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Nicola. Oh, great stuff. So something a little bit different tonight. We thought we would dabble in some inks. We've got a Gelli Plate ready to go. You can see we've got some older inks, but we've also got our distress inks and oxides. Hi, Jill. So, yeah, we're going to just have a go at playing with some Gelli Plate background. So if I show you the effect that we're going for, this started life very much kind of like this. These are the Gelli Plate prints. Hi, Vicky. So it will be a bit wacky and wonderful to start with. So Deb's just getting set up as well. We're going to go step by step. Hi, Jules. And we're fairly novice at this. We're not experts by any means, but what we do like to do is just experiment, just kind of play around with the Gelli Plate, see what background you get, and then start to really layer it up with the Lavinia Stamps. So some of the basic kit is that you'll need for this are a range of inks. Really use what you have. The distress inks and oxides give a different effect to, say, VersaFine, or we've got old Adirondacks. They stopped making these now, but they're old, so we're going to use what we've got. You will need a brayer. If you've got a Gelli Plate, I've got a circle one I might experiment with a bit later. We've got a square Gelli Plate. I've got a water mister because I'm going to add some droplets of water. You can see, look at that effect that gives.
Very nice.
That's a nice kind of technique. It almost gives that sort of moon crater effect on your moon. Hi, Steph. So water sprayer, brayer, baby wipes are always handy. And then what Debbie's got as well, we've got some cardboard circles. That's going to create your mask. So that's going to create your moon shaped mask, and you're going to layer that onto your Gelli Plate. So I've got different sizes, play around. I've got a 2-inch circle, that's a 1-inch circle. That's what you'll need. And then from Lavinia, I've got some of their beautiful stencils to create the background effect, and of course lots of their lovely stamps. Some of mine are in the older packaging. I love this one. This is the fairy hanging. I might use that one tonight. And I also love this one, which you can stamp over the top of the moon. So grab your Lavinia Stamps. That's little hanging roses. Yeah, fabulous. So we're going to just do a bit of a step by step in how to build up. And Deb, you're going to play along, aren't you? You're going to follow along.
Well, I've got wild plum and eggplant, so I'm thinking
great.
I might start right. So do I need my moon on first?
Yeah, so two-tone is quite good. So I did some greens and some purples, and then I actually even went a bit wild and I started sprinkling some pixie powder on and adding water. So you can basically experiment. So right, so you've got your moon in place. You're gonna get your brayer.
Yeah.
So you've gone for 2. So I'll do the same. So you've got eggplant and what did you say? The other one you've got
wild plum, and I've got my splodge away mat. Do I need that to brayer on?
Yeah, splodge away, quite handy. I've got this mixed media mat here, which I often use, but you want quite a bit of ink. I'm going to do raspberry at the bottom then, so I'm going to put raspberry along. Now, I didn't even have to brayer much off. You want quite a lot of ink. Now, it will look like there's hardly any ink on there. I didn't even brayer mine off, Deb. It's
oh, didn't you?
Depends how juicy your ink is, but obviously you will want to brayer off so that you don't mix your colours. And these tend to not dry off too quickly, so you're all right. But you don't want to let it dry completely because you want it to be able to lift off. So then I'm going to go in with some blue.
Right, I'm just going to clean my brayer and then put some purple on.
Yeah. Now, you can then, obviously that's got the 2 tones of inks you can see on the Gelli Plate. Hi, Gwen. So we're going to play about with the background. So we put 2 layers, so you could use any type of ink. I think Tracy from Lavinia loves using the VersaFine Claire. So you can spritz in your hand, and I quite like flicking like that. So you can do a few splats if you like. Let that mellow. So Deb, you're going in with a purple, is that, did you say?
Eggplant, yeah, it's looking quite...
Eggplant.
We'll see what that's like. I may have to start again. We'll see what it's like. Splotches as well, you reckon?
Well, I did.
Splatterages?
Bit of splatterage.
Right.
Because it almost gives quite a nice mottled effect.
Dappled effect.
Yeah.
Bit of dapplage.
Dapplage. And obviously that's going to pool as you press down. You never quite know what you're going to get, do you?
No. You don't with the Gelli Plate though, do you?
No. And this one here, it went really splodgy, but I'm okay with that because I'm gonna create something with that. And I put, can you see there's a shimmer on that? I added some of the Cosmic Shimmer Pixie powders on that, so you can add brushos.
Have you printed already?
Yeah, I have.
Oh gosh, let's go in and see what I get.
This looks good. I'm having a peek. Oh my gosh, I love it. Did you do splattered water?
Yes.
Yes, this is.
I don't know if it's gone a bit carnagey.
This is going to look this kind of mottled effect. I obviously added some more.
No.
Ink.
No.
Oh, what? Okay, so
no.
mine. Oh yes, I like that.
I'm gonna have to do mine again.
Right.
It's not. I mean, that looks phallic. That looks awful.
Oh dear.
I cannot carry on with that.
It didn't quite go as you'd hoped.
It didn't go to plan.
It didn't. I did think that. I didn't want to point it out.
Again, then.
Let's yeah. Didn't quite go as you'd hoped.
Move on.
And smile and wave.
And the next.
Right. Now, I quite like that, you see, and I like that moon.
I think I'm going to splatter with the spray.
And I quite like these bits under here where it's seeped through, because that almost looks like craters of a moon. And Nicola says, I'm glad it wasn't just me. I thought the same, but nobody wanted to say.
Nobody wanted to say it looked phallic, but I just said
it. It's a bit awkward.
It's not a good look.
Not. I could see you went, oh no. I'm going to have to do that again.
Absolutely not.
So now I'm keeping the circle in place, and I'm almost creating like a shadow of this moon. Now I'm using shaded lilac distress oxide just to blend this in a bit. Oh yeah,
I'm hoping this one is better now.
So can you see I've created that bit of a 3-dimensional effect. So I've just put that, taken this off the Gelli plate, popped it there, and I am blending.
Mine's very dark.
I think it's the eggplant. Oh, but that's twilighty.
Yeah.
You definitely work with that. We can work with that.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful. So then I've picked a couple of coordinating inks, and I've also picked a peeled paint because I went with a bit of landscape at the bottom here, so we can play around. So with the landscape,
there's not much going to show on here though, is there?
No,
it's so
but you
dark.
could. Have you got any black soot or a bit of
yeah,
just to create a you want to ground your stamp. Black soot would work well, actually.
Let me see. I've got espresso doing dark earth tones.
Yeah,
I could try that. See how it goes. If it's not dark enough, I'll put something else on.
A bit of green, or you could use grey. Grey would be quite nice. I just went with a bit of green.
So you did that at the bottom. So you did the reverse.
Yeah.
So I need the reverse bit to go there, don't I?
Yeah. Vicky loves the darker one. I'm with you, Vicky. It is like twilighty, isn't it?
Well, that was all planned.
It was all
everything planned there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Just as well, the first one was a bit naughty, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, I am going to go with some of this very dark purple.
Right, I need to get a brush.
I've gone. Right. So that's my bit of, can you see it's almost like rocks here along the bottom.
I'm wondering whether evergreen bough would be a dark green and it would look okay on there. So I've got a brush here ready.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's try it. If it's bad, I can go over in black, but I've got to go and find black, whereas I've got evergreen bough somewhere here. And it'll be the last one that I pick up. It always is, isn't it?
It will always be. So this is just a torn piece of paper, torn any old way, and then I'm using peeled paint as a distress ink, but for a real contrast I've got Villainous Potion, which I'm just adding the shadow, if you like, the dimension to the top. But I'm not going all the way down, I'm just blending it like this. Right, here we go. So that is what it will.
No, that's not. I haven't got that colour. Oh. Bear with, I'm just going to get me black. I have got a black.
Oh, Gwen said she saw someone stamping white on a dark background. That would be amazing. Yeah, because I know Picket Fence, they do in a distress ink, don't they? But not in an oxide.
Because it would have to be really, really dry, wouldn't it?
And it would.
Very opaque to go over the top.
Yeah. And I know you can sometimes stamp in white acrylic paint, but I'm not sure how crisp it would be. Yeah.
However many times people say stuff is great in white on the top, I'm always a bit disappointed, I have to say.
Yeah, it doesn't quite come out as nice as you'd like. Yes, Gwen, I've got the VersaFine normal ink, but actually I will move over to the VersaFine Claire ink pads. They are just, I only stamp Lavinia stamps in this. And I know they are just...
You can't beat VersaFine. It's just fantastic for stamping.
Yeah, it is. So for this then, I'm just going to add a few bits of this in the background, and I am going to mask. I don't want to have any vines on my moon. So this is my favorite. These for this type of stencil, I found using these really handy to dab, because these little brushes tend to make this move around. So you can either go really fine, so you could go really super fine, and you could go like this, but it takes quite a long time. I have just recently loved these because you can just dab without stuffing the stencil.
I'm debating doing this, but having purple up and purple down, but stamping. I have got a tiny mini VersaFine in purple. Let's try that.
That would be good. In fact, I use some of my little VersaFine minis for some of my stamping with my foliage. So I did it just like this. Now you're obviously trying not to scuff the stencil, so I am literally dabbing it through, and I don't want the moon to move either. It's like being in a post office stamping in the good old days.
Oh, I always wanted to work in a post office.
You know,
just to do stamping.
The stamping.
Yeah.
Right, so that's all it needs. Well. So it is literally a dab, because with this you can't do circular. I found it just messes up the stencil. So this little chubby brush, I've got some other style chubby brushes as well, which I find are really useful. So there we go. That then gives a beautiful kind of background. Now we're going to layer up. We're going to obviously chop all this down, because that's going to be your card. You see, like this kind of size. So we're going to trim that down in a minute, and then we're going to start our stamping. So that is just your layered stencil with your moon.
I'm already stamping because I haven't got.
It's beautiful, Deb. It's looking fab.
I'm doing a double stamp, so it's dark one stamp, and then the next one is paler.
It's a fab technique, that. Yeah, stamp it once and then stamp it twice. Ghost stamping, or whatever it's called. I love it.
And I know I've got a mess all around the edges, but that will be trimmed off. So
yeah, that'll all be trimmed, and I'm gonna like ink it to create that sort of shadowy.
Yeah, and the Gelli Plate isn't straight anyway. I mean, that would irritate the hell out of me, it being curved corners. So
all wonky, yeah. And normally you mount it on black card or whatever. So
yeah.
Right, so
I'm coming in from the top now, I think.
Yes,
but smaller.
With your foliage.
Yeah, but small. Oh, smaller.
Yeah.
Shorter.
So, Deb, did you say you used Versa? Because that's what I'm.
Yes.
I've got. If I find.
Yeah, I've got VersaFine. They come in minis. You can get. I've had this ages. I've got a purple.
Oh look, I've got the same.
Oh yes, that's what I'm using.
VersaFine Imperial Purple.
Yes.
I'm going to go with that. And I've actually got one called Deep Lagoon. That might be quite nice.
Yes, on me. Deep Lagoon, and I've got Majestic Blue.
I think we went for the same, didn't we?
Yeah. I think we had the same colours.
Yeah, we did. So so I wonder, do I try this up? So obviously I did this fairy, but I'm wondering, I might then go with this lovely fairy. Now with the fairy, I don't know about you, I stamp all the other ones freehand, but this, because I know it can be a pain to stamp, and if you put all this work onto you in your background and it goes wrong, I always
You do not want an error.
You do not want an error. So I've got my Tim Holtz stamping platform and I've got my sticky grid. Does anybody else use sticky grids?
I haven't, but I think you could convert me.
Yes, because you know it used to peel off. This, look, is sticky and it holds your artwork in place. So when you go to stamp, I'm going to position here just like this. When you go to stamp, your artwork doesn't lift because it's held on by the sticky grid. Tim Holt, we've got these on the website, sticky grids. They are just, and they're a pack of 3 or 4, but they last forever because you just obviously put your sticky thing back over, so it's always there on my pad. Oh, Jill says she loved a John Ball post office set. Yeah, you remember those little red?
Yeah.
There was a post office, there was a shop. Oh, I used to love those. Because I find you stamp once and it's never quite as crisp as you like it. Turn the ring light out the way because that's just a bit glaring. I find you got to stamp it a few times. You see, look, that's nowhere near crisp enough. So I just watched Tracy and her images stamp beautifully, but she must have a really juicy pad, and I know she uses the multifarious card which we stock, which I think really does absorb that ink.
I've just found these. I'm adding a little bit more.
Oh yes,
dangly bits.
A few more dangly bits, looking good. Yeah.
Not as happy with those. Don't seem crisp enough to me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, but it all builds up to a lovely effect. Right, one more. Oh, there's definitely.
I have got some very, very lovely little mushrooms as well.
Yeah, mushrooms are always cute. For some reason, my stamp's got very slight imperfection. Oh, it's covered now. That's good.
Thank you.
Slight. There was something sticky on there that was meaning it wasn't stamping so crisply. So what has everybody else been up to this weekend? Because it's been a busy weekend, hasn't it? I bet there's been lots of friends and family gatherings and lots of food. That's why I was looking forward to this bit of crafting, because we've had a really busy weekend. And then I wanted to have a bit of downtime. Right, that one is now. Oh my gosh, Faye, I just got the ink pad, but all is well. Right, so.
Right, where have I got a fairy? Where's my Tim Holtz thing for?
Are you going to get your stamping platform?
I don't know, because I have got a cutout one. Because ages ago, you could buy Lavinia dies, and we bought some Lavinia dies, didn't we?
We did.
It was a background one, but I've actually cut the fairy out of the background. And do you think I can find it?
No, it's for walkabout.
Here in a box all ready to use. I've put loads of stuff in ready to go.
So there's my sticky grid covered back up. So next time I use my stamping platform, my sticky grid is all in there ready to go. It is just a brilliant invention. Right, so that one is there. Let's do. So.
Well, I can't find my die now that I cut out already. So.
So I'm. Oh, you cut out your die ready, and now it's gone.
Yeah. And you know when it'll appear? as soon as I finish doing this.
Oh, Steph, you haven't been feeling very well. What is it with as soon
Oh no,
as those holidays... Oh, you've got it.
Found it.
As soon as those holidays arrive, people start to feel ill, don't they? That's the trouble.
Now, do I need to do anything to my moon?
So all I did was put the circle back over and a very slight bit of Distress Oxide to make it pop a little bit more, but it's entirely up to you.
I haven't got the right colours though, I don't think, and I haven't got a brush that I can use. But
so I did the edges. Can you see I'm just doing the edges here?
Yeah, I need to trim. I need to trim off though, don't I?
Trim off and then start to make that sort of, it gives a 3D effect, almost as if you're looking into the card.
Can you see my little fairy I cut out though?
Oh, yes.
And that means I haven't got to worry about stamping. And I
wish
don't
they
think
did more die cuts. They no.
They were beautiful.
They were. They should definitely do more.
I think at one point, I'm not sure if they were doing digital cut files, so you could buy them to cut out yourself. I'm not sure how long that lasted. I don't know. Somebody here is probably an expert and knows the answer to that question. You could buy a USB with all of the, with the number of fairies on there.
Yes. They shouldn't have stopped doing those. They're amazing. Gwen, I'm just reading your top tip, and I think I need to do this. So a piece of fun foam on the base of the platform under your sticky grid. So kind of inside or actually on this mat. Would you put it outside the... Because that is a really good top tip.
So what are you inking your edges with? What colour, Faye?
I did Villainous Potion.
Oh, well, I have got a
nice deep... And then
I've got Dusty Concord. I wonder what that would be. Let's get my swatch out and have a look.
Do some colour match. Oh, inside, Gwen. So just a piece of that, like funky foam stuff. And I have got this, which I generally, if I'm stamping just normal stamps, I just get my normal stamp mat. That seems to help give a crisp stamp. Oh, that's nice. A few little stars. So that was stamped in VersaFine purple. I do like that. Give a little few stars. Right, what next? Let's get on to, so that was that one is beautiful, this one. They don't ever have the names on. That I chuck the packets away. I need to label all these up so I know what they are.
I think I need Dusty Concord. I'm just going to get me Dusty Concord out.
Get some Dusty Concord. Great. So this one is called the Fairy Lantern set. I love these. So I am going to stamp some of these. They're stuck in the packet along the bottom here. Which I did on the other card sample as well. Wherever I've put it. Somewhere.
Now we could do little white splatterages as well, couldn't we?
Yes, white splatters are good. And I also used a white Posca pen to add some detail. So this is, as you said, Deb, you can stamp once and lift off and then go stamp. Is quite nice to give. So stamp once and then stamp a second time. Gives a really nice effect. There we go. That's the first little bit. Oh, yeah, Nicola, you've had a cough as well. Definitely. Yeah.
There's so much going round, isn't there?
Oh, Gwen, you're going to try a wreath layout with Lavinia Stamps. That would be amazing. Can't wait to see what that looks like.
Right.
So, I'm going to go for, this is, look, you can see, these are some of my original Lavinias that I got when we went to the NEC, when Lavinia were fairly new, but it's all brown and well used, but it's still going strong. So it's good by me. So I'm going to go in with some Blue Lagoon on this one. Bit bright.
Right, I'm wondering about using my Posca to do a little bit of white splatters.
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering about a little stars in black and then making them sparkly.
Ooh, sounds good.
I can't do stars over the moon, can I? Moon stays white.
I did some stars over my moon, but it was that circular star stamp.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Let me find the Posca and see if I can get it working.
So another thing I do to build up the kind of 3D is you stamp in a colour here, and then the same stamp, you just add a few in black, and that kind of gives it a nice 3D effect that makes it pop. So you add a little bit in. I think I might need to re-ink my Versa eventually. That's it. A little bit here. Oh, you're adding a few little Posca splats.
Yep.
Love that. So blue and black, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of something at the bottom, and then I think that is fairly done. I'm going to add some of these climbing vines.
Nope, that's gone completely wrong.
What's happened, Deb?
They're too big, and I'm going to just dab them off, but it's
What,
okay. Yeah. They're huge blobs rather than...
They're too chunky.
That's all right. It just adds to the background, and then I'll do some little stars and add some little stickles, and nobody will know apart from you. Right.
I do like this. The climbing vine, you can do top or bottom. Do like this. And then, as you said, Deb, actually some little mushrooms or something along the bottom always look really good. You know, the tiny little mushrooms.
Yeah, I've got mine here. Let me show you.
Mine. Look how these are. This is their little original card from when we met them at the NEC.
Yeah,
So
I've got the same one.
Tiny little mushrooms. These on the website are just the pound stamp. They're just brilliant value. The tiniest little stamp, but you can use it. And I've got the smallest little acrylic block. I just mount these here. If it will stick. Quite old, but they still work well. So get my black ink.
They're not showing up a lot on mine because I've got a busy background, but that's fine.
Yeah, mine are kind of, they're there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's just adding a little bit of
extra.
Je ne sais quoi.
But I remember when Tracy used to do these, that this would be really busy along the bottom, but then you can pick out bits in a white Posca pen.
Yeah.
So So then you can get maybe a little bit of your stickles, and you can add a bit of glitter to the wings. Everybody needs a little bit of glitter, and maybe just a few bits of glitter coming down here, because it's all very magical. Added a little bit of sparkle, and then you can get, so I've got a white Arteza pen, which I know you love these.
I do. I find them really good. They clog up less than the Signo, which is my next favourite.
So you can add a bit of white to, as if the moonlight is catching her hair. Maybe the moonlight might be touching the top of her foot. Top of some of these mushrooms.
I'm going to glue her down now, I think. She's going down.
There, I reckon that doesn't need much more. So you're getting your little die cut, Deb?
Yeah, I'm just going to glue her on, and then I'll add some stickles. I've done some little stars.
I cannot resist. There's one little thing I haven't added. These are one of my favourite new stamps, the small lanterns. These are just the cutest little things. Lanterns. And I can't resist maybe just adding one or two of these just hanging down here. Just here. Very cute. Here. And then I'm going to put the other one. They're quite good in pairs, I think. Let's get this little one here.
I'm adding stickles inside the wing as well.
Yes, I put a bit of stickles inside the wing. There, so there's my two little hanging lanterns, and then with your white pen you can pick up as if they are glowing, or you can colour them yellow a little bit. So they start to look like they're lit up. There we go. The 4 little hanging lanterns just add a little bit of detail. So you've put a bit of stickles inside yours there, Deb?
Yeah, and I've put a tiny bit of stickles on some of my stars. I don't know if you can see that. Just picks up the stars.
It is fabulous. So that is kind of as easy as it is. It's to build up. Let me turn that ring light off. It's less of a glare. You can see it a little bit more closely, and that is that. Quick and easy.
Lovely.
So that was just something a little bit different. I think I will have to be dabbling with my Lavinia stamps more often because
Definitely.
2 different takes on the same technique. You can see I did a bit more of a green edge there and a different stamp, but it's exactly the same technique. You just start with your moon, your Gelli Plate moon, and then you just build up really quick and simple. So that's us done.
Fabulous.
So thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
I know Steph is with us online tonight, and Steph will be with us at 2:00 tomorrow afternoon for a live as part of the daily challenge. We've had 4 challenges so far, haven't we, Deb? Lots of inspiration. The albums are filling up already.
They're looking amazing, aren't they?
They are looking amazing. So do, if you complete a challenge, do upload to the challenge album, because we will be doing a prize draw in a few weeks' time. And we look forward to joining Steph for her challenge and the live tomorrow at 2. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care all. Bye.
Bye.